my name is Karen Tolan. I run Muddy Paw Sled Dog Kennel, and it's located in Jefferson, New Hampshire in the White Mountains. Well, to tell you a little bit about the history of Muddy Paw Sled Dog Kennel, we actually are in our 10th anniversary season, which is pretty exciting. The kennel itself was started 10 years ago when Neil Bollier, my partner, came back from Alaska. He had learned to dog sled on the Kuskokwim River and had really gotten into dog sledding due to some rescue that he did. Had no idea what he was going to do with sled dogs. Picked up a sled, didn't even have brakes, and learned on an icy river. Fast forward, he moved to New Hampshire and started Muddy Paw Sled Dog Kennel. He was looking for a way to supplement his feed bills. One of the local resorts where we are now, the Omni Mount Washington, approached him, and he contracted to run some tours. And we just grew from there. We went from 17 dogs up to 137 working sled dogs that we have today. So Muddy Paw Sled Dog Kennel is actually kind of a hodgepodge. We run a nonprofit sled dog rescue that's called the New Hampshire Sled Dog Rescue History and Education Center. That's a 501c3. And then Muddy Paw is a partnership. It's a for-profit touring kennel. And our dogs come from a variety of places. We have those really unique, kind of sad rescue cases that we've taken in from situations that warranted. And we also have dogs that we call second chance dogs. They just need another career. They've come from a racing kennel or another musher that for whatever reason they needed a new place to go, but they had great care before. So they get here, they're already trained, they love the slower lifestyle that we can provide of our touring kennel and all the guests that come pet them. We also do have a very limited but active breeding program at Muddy Paw, so some pups are born here, and that's always a lot of fun. Every 4 years or so we have our own planned litter. Well, this is Jack. He is an Alaskan Husky Malamute mix. So he's kind of a mutt, and that's okay. He likes to give hugs. A lot of our guests will come in and they say, "Up, Jack," and he jumps on their shoulders. So there's hundreds of family albums out there with Jack giving hugs. You good boy? Yes, you are. This is Jacob. He was actually a serious rescue case that came down from Quebec, and we run an active adoption program, so he went out to a family. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Some of the behaviors he was showing weren't compatible with living in a family home, so he's back here running tours with us, hanging out with our guests, and getting a lot better. So at some point, he's going to be up for adoption looking for a family. This is Gonzo. He is blind, as you can see. He's actually had one eye removed, and he's an active sled dog. He runs with his brother Poncho, and Poncho actually works as his guide dog. So the two of them work in tandem. Gonzo sometimes leaning on Poncho to know where to go and when to turn, and he utilizes his other senses. He loves running, so he definitely wasn't a dog that wanted to retire just because he lost one of his senses. This is Dot. We affectionately call him Chocolate Head. He's an older gentleman, and he's run the Iditarod. So a really cool thing that we like to do is be able to tell people the stories when they come visit about our dogs. And Dot's story is that he's an Iditarod completer. He came to us from Alaska, and we're his second career. He had great care, he wasn't a rescue, but he kind of needed a slower pace when he got a little older. So now he hangs out with us and takes people out on rides and enjoys his heyday. So meet Sequoia. Actually, when I got into the kennel, I came in soon after Muddy Paw got started. Sequoia was my first sled dog. So he is an Alaskan Husky, and right now he's 6 years old, and he's giant. He's one of the larger dogs in our kennel. Admittedly a little bit chunky, but he's a big love. He loves kids, he runs in all different positions on the team, and just a really even-tempered, calm guy who loves to get scritches, as many as we'll give him.
So yeah, my name's Matt. I'm a musher at Muddy Paw, and I've been here since, mid-November, so about 4 months now, and having a really good time, meeting a lot of dogs. It's a very high-energy work environment where there's lots of stuff always happening.
Alright, my name's Caleb. I started the same time as Matt. I come from Canada, just south of Calgary, Alberta. I've had a lot of horse experience in my life, so running dogs is kind of new, but you know, it was just kind of, they threw us into the deep end, and it was great. I learned so much over these past 2 months, past 4 months, and you know, I gained so much confidence just working with these dogs. Every day, they test your patience, but it's hard to have a bad day when you just find your favorite dog, cuddle up, and it's a good day. Everything's good.
I'm Brianna. I've been here for about a year because I love the dogs. The dogs are definitely my family. I love them. I love them more than anything, and I really stand behind what we do here with rescuing and all that good stuff.
My name's Nathan. I've been with the kennel since 2004, believe it or not, which is coming up on almost 10 years.
Yeah.
I did take 3 years off and just came back this winter. Neil asked just for extra help, and very happy to be back. I do love the dogs, although it's kind of crazy. When I left, we had about 70, now we're up to 130.
We actually have multiple locations. In the winter, we operate out of our kennel in Jefferson, New Hampshire, and that really caters towards a slower pace, kind of very family-friendly, hands-on, longer 2-hour to full-day trips. We operate out of the Omni Mount Washington Resort, where we do every half an hour, short 20-minute experiences, kind of just a taste of dog sledding for those that really don't want to be out in the cold for a really long time. We offer a wide variety of tours. We operate year-round, which is kind of unique. We do in the winter anything from 2 miles to 50-mile full-day trips. So it kind of caters towards whatever people are looking for. Some people want to get out in the wilderness and just really experience the stillness of the woods and be with the dogs. And others want to grab a lot of activities at once in one day on a day trip up from the Boston area, and that works too. We can do both. In the summers, we do something really unique. It's called rolling dog sledding. This is one of our summer rolling dog sleds, and it's a 2-seater. We have everything from 2-seaters to 6-seaters. We can take whole families at once. Guests sit in it, just like in a traditional winter sled, and the musher stands on the back, just like I am here. And they have a steering column and brakes that allows them to control the motion and speed. The cool thing is, just like in winter, we often get guests in the back, and we let them drive and shout commands with the musher, so they really get the full experience. Actually, one of our sleds that we use for dog sledding with guests, we have a couple different styles. This is a traditional freight sled. So in this sled, typically an adult and a kiddo or two sit in here in the toboggan style sled and go for a ride. It has a variety of parts. It's almost like sitting on a set of skis, and there's a basket here. We also have sleds where people actually drive with the musher. They have multiple spots where people stand and get to drive and learn how to brake and steer the sled. This one, it's just the musher that's driving. On the back, there's enough room that sometimes we have kids that stand right in front of us and share the runners, so they feel like they're in control, shouting out the commands and helping to drive the team. Well, one of the things that we do to keep our guests warm is we actually have a variety of rental gear. We use these Cabela's Trans-Alaskan anoraks. So you'll either see these out in Alaska on Iditarod runners, or you'll see them on our guests. They actually wear them over their coats. In addition to that, we have some mitts. They're army mitts that go over guests' gloves, keep their hands warm. And just the boots I'm wearing, they're called over boots. We rent these out as well to go over sneakers or little ballet shoes that people wear and realize they're a little bit chilly in the snow.
Come on, Glacier, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Hey, let's go. Hook now, hook. Let's go, guys. Hike now, hike. Yeah. Good boy, Diego. Good boy. Go girl, Casson. Got a good looking dog team here.
Because the big dogs just can't run that.
Let's go. Hup, hup, hup.
All right, guys, hold on tight.
On by. Hup, 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 hup. Let me help you up. Go on. Up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. Go.
One of the really exciting parts of what I do, and it's fairly rewarding, is the rescue aspect, as well as the fact that when a sled dog retires at Muddy Paw, we always look for a couch or a home for them. A lot of people ask, well, what happens when a dog doesn't want to run anymore? Some come to us at age 2 and they don't get excited when they see a harness, so we don't ask them to go. It's got to be positive and happy. And that's why we do what we do. We want it to be great for them. So at that time, when they make that decision for us, we make sure they have a health certificate and they're ready and healthy and able to be in a family home, and then we assess their personalities. And each year, we adopt out up to 50 dogs. Some years less, sometimes more. And they've come from all over. Sometimes they've been a rescue from Quebec, and other times they came from another musher or a local owner surrender, someone who had gotten a sled dog and couldn't keep them any longer. We work with all the people that adopt dogs to teach them how to work with their dogs in the home setting. So we teach them how to scooter with them or bike with them, and that's always free because we want to support the dog in pursuing the sport and support the family in developing a really good canine relationship.